One thing we can all agree on is the teen years are hard. Even under the best of circumstances, teens are facing a lot of challenges in their lives. Now imagine that amidst the normal chaos of being a teenager, one loses a mother, a father, a brother, or a sister. A devastating experience that affects 1 in every 14 children by the age of 18. Because true feelings can be difficult to distinguish, many teens are left to grieve alone and often do not receive the help and support they need. This is where 1 Million Monarchs comes into play. We promise that no teen will grieve alone. I was once a bereaved teen. My story is as unique as everyone else's. This path has led me to create a space to support teens in their own grief journey. Together, we grow through what we go through. We are 1 Million Monarchs.
It was my dad that passed away, and he passed away in October of 2020. He was just my match. He was the perfect person for me, as I like to say, my first love. Even though that sounds corny, he just really meant a lot to me, and I really miss him. He was super fun and athletic, so I can't get sad talking about him because every memory I have of him is him being stupid or dancing to classic rock, or he left for work and I was upset at him because he didn't let the dogs out and was interrupting me in AP Bio. We just got the call that he had died all of a sudden, and that was kind of hard for me to deal with, thinking about how yesterday he was completely normal dancing in the kitchen and now he passed away.
My dad was a super inspiring, amazing man. He was a Palatine police officer for 23 years. This is my favorite picture of my dad. We found it when my mom and I were going through a bunch of stuff he had at his mom's house. He was a lot younger in this. He was always laughing. He was the biggest personality in the room all the time, loud, funny, sarcastic. He got diagnosed with brain cancer November, I believe it was 2018, of my sophomore year. I've never seen anybody who fought harder at something in their entire lives. I mean, he's the most inspiring person I've ever met. He ended up going into remission for a short amount of time, and then it came back November of my junior year, and then he died the day before my 16th birthday, February 5th, 2019.
My mom was one of the most influential people in my life. She taught me pretty much everything I know, from just simple tasks to just everyday things, She, was the person that always told me, you're going to college. She told me, you're gonna make something out of yourself. You're gonna do great things. And she always wanted more for me. She didn't go to college. She didn't get the degree, and I'm going to college. And she was so happy when I got into U of I. Everything she wanted for me, I'm gonna do at the end of the day. She's not here, but she's definitely with me.
It's changed my family dynamic a lot because my mom and I don't really get along great without my dad. He kind of was like the glue holding it together. I feel like I lost both my parents. I feel like I'm kind of on my own and I just have to kind of figure it out.
Being a teenager who lost their dad is definitely very hard. There's really nothing that can prepare you for that. It's not easy in the slightest. It's very difficult. You can't really see what's going to happen. You just kind of have to go through it, but leaning on your support system is so important. It's hard thinking about all the milestones that he won't be there for, like graduation was very hard this year. College will be hard. Wedding, all those kinds of things are very hard to think about.
it's really difficult. You take for granted everything your mom does for you every day, just doing the dishes, making dinner, just the little things. And then when that person is taken away from you, you don't realize everything they did, and now it falls all onto you. You don't have the ability to just be a teenager at some point when you have to take care of your younger siblings. I turned into an adult really fast. I don't have that woman to talk to that's my mom. There's a lot of women in this world, but there's nobody that's my mom. And nobody's gonna replace her. Nobody can.
I just wish, like, I get that it's different with everyone, but a lot of people don't even want to bring it up. Like, they don't want to mention what happened. They don't even want to, like, say that anything changed, like, when I went back to school. And I get that it's different with everyone, but I love talking about my dad, and I wish people would ask me, like, more about him and if I'm okay, because I love talking about him and bragging about how awesome of a dad I had. He was really great.
I wish people knew that the healing process is anything but linear. It goes up and down. I mean, I still have days where I don't even want to get out of bed because I'll be totally fine the day before, but then you wake up and kind of just remember, and it's a really hard day. I think sometimes people can forget how hard it still can be. I mean, 2.5 years later, I'm still sitting here. I think about him every day. Like, it doesn't just go away.
I wish people knew that everybody grieves differently. You're never gonna have the right thing to say. You're never gonna know what to say. And sometimes you don't have to say anything at all.
Most people don't know how to deal with people who are going through grief. I just wish that everybody would understand that it's okay to talk about the person. It's okay to bring back memories. I want to remember the 25 years of good moments. The Parenting Through Grief program was a godsend to me. It helped me understand that I had to be strong for my children and help them through their grief. I'm very thankful for this program and what it's done. I'm not sure where I'd be right now if I hadn't met a million Monarchs and hadn't gone through this program. I hope one day I can actually pay it forward as well, because I really feel this is such an important area. We're a long, long way from healing and being where we need to be, but we're getting there.
There's really no good avenue for parents or for teens to kind of figure out where to get some help. It's a good gap filler in the road to getting some help and getting some therapy and, you know, just getting on with life.
I think teens are more vulnerable than people think. I just think it's a population that's missed in grief-related issues. The great thing about 1 Million Monarchs is just kind of a wraparound service, not just grief therapy, but group therapy and community support.
Grow through what you go through really resonates with me, because that's something that has gotten me through this time, knowing that even though something horrible has happened, it's going to make me a stronger person, a more independent person, more secure with who I am. And although I never wish that he passed away, it really has taught me my core values and really taught me a lot about myself.
My mom and I have always had a saying, like, mind over matter, and you have to go through your feelings. You can't avoid them. And so I kind of set those two equal. And I think that you do have to use what happens to you as a learning experience and grow from it instead of just letting it negatively impact you. think that it would be really cool to be able to take my own experience, though it can be a negative one, but use it to help other people who are going through a similar situation. I'm ready to take him on the journey with me.
I want to go somewhere in the medical field, probably work with children because I like working with children. My mom would be really proud of me.
I want Victoria to go for her future. She's worked so hard for the last 12 years to be where she is.
I wish for my dad to be happy. I want him to find some sense of normalcy.
It's important that they understand that it's never going to leave them. They understand that dealing with it is important.
On my part as a grief therapist, I've just seen some of these teens so desperate to tell their story without feeling judged.
It really helped me knowing that if I had an issue or if I was upset, I could contact you and talk to you, and it also helps knowing that like other people have gone through this, as sucky as it is to say that. It makes me feel a lot better knowing that there's a program out there that specifically works with people like me, so it makes me feel less alone. The scholarship has really helped to keep me on track because I felt guilty about, first of all, applying to University of Illinois because it was going to be expensive and I didn't want to burden my mom. Now it's kept me focused on my goals.
My mom and I both are super grateful because it's helps even just a little bit with the weight off our shoulders of money for college. I see the scholarship as another way that my dad is helping me, and like everything happens for a reason. I'm sure he brought me to apply for the scholarship, so.
The biggest difference 1 Million Monarchs has made in my life is how they've helped my dad. 1 Million Monarchs has allowed me to look at the future like it's there. You have the ability to move on and learn from everything you're going through.